Episode 3. The Shadow in the Night. Akira regains consciousness to find herself in a strange, dimly lit chamber. She's surrounded by unfamiliar faces, all of whom seem to be watching her with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. As Akira tries to piece together what happened, she realizes that she's been taken captive by a group of warriors from a rival tribe. They accuse her of stealing the necklace and demand that she reveal its secrets. Akira insists that she's just an innocent bystander, but the warriors are unconvinced. Just as it seems like they're about to mete out some kind of punishment, a figure emerges from the shadows. The figure is revealed to be Jolani, the mysterious young man who claims to be a member of a secret society sworn to protect the necklace. Jolani offers to help Akira escape, but only if she agrees to work with him to uncover the truth about the necklace. As Akira considers Jolani's offer, she begins to suspect that one of her captors, a quiet and reserved woman named Zai, might be secretly working against the rival tribe. Akira suspected Zai of being a double agent because of her unusual behavior during the interrogation. Zai seemed hesitant and uncertain, almost as if she was trying to protect Akira rather than extract information from her. Additionally, when Jolani arrived and offered to help Akira escape, Zai didn't seem surprised or alarmed. Instead, she appeared to be expecting Jolani's arrival, and she quickly fell in line with their plan. Akira's intuition told her that Zai's behavior was suspicious, and she began to wonder if Zai might be secretly working against the rival tribe. Of course, this suspicion was later confirmed when Zai revealed her true allegiance and joined forces with Akira and Jolani. Akira confides in Jolani, and together, they start to unravel a web of deceit within the rival tribe. They discover that the rival tribe's leader, the ruthless warrior named Kofi, is using the necklace's power to fuel his own dark magic. Kofi's ultimate goal is to overthrow the Maasai tribe and claim dominance over the land. Akira, Jolani, and Zai, who is revealed to be a double agent, must now work together to stop Kofi and his followers. They hatch a plan to infiltrate Kofi's inner circle and steal the necklace, but things don't go as smoothly as they hoped. As they put their plan into action, Akira, Jolani, and Zai sneak into Kofi's inner circle, trying to blend in with the other warriors. However, things quickly take a turn for the worse. Kofi's guards are more vigilant than they anticipated, and they soon find themselves surrounded. Kofi emerges from the shadows, a cruel smile spreading across his face. "So, you think you can steal from me?" he sneers, his eyes glinting with malice. "I'll show you what happens to those who cross me." Akira, Jolani, and Zai know they must act fast. They engage in a fierce battle with Kofi's guards, using all their skills and cunning to try and gain the upper hand. But just as it seems like they are gaining ground, a mysterious figure appears on the scene, throwing everything into chaos. As the battle rages on, the mysterious figure appears on the scene, casting a spell that sends Akira, Jolani, and Zai flying across the room. The figure is revealed to be a powerful sorceress named Lyra, who has been secretly working with Kofi to further her own interests. Lyra's eyes gleam with ambition as she reveals her true intentions. She plans to use the necklace's power to gain control over the entire region, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to get it. Kofi, seemingly oblivious to Lyra's true intentions, appears to be under her spell, doing her bidding without question. Akira, Jolani, and Zai realize they must stop Lyra and Kofi before it's too late. As they regroup and plan their next move, they discover that Lyra's powers are fueled by a dark and ancient magic, one that can only be countered by the necklace's own power. Akira, Jolani, and Zai decide to use the necklace's power to defeat Lyra, but they also try to reason with Kofi, hoping to break Lyra's hold on him and turn him against the sorceress. As they face off against Lyra and Kofi, Akira focuses her energy on the necklace, trying to tap into its power. The necklace begins to glow, and Akira can feel its energy coursing through her veins. Meanwhile, Jolani and Zai try to reason with Kofi, appealing to whatever good might be left in him. They explain that Lyra is using him for her own purposes, and that he's in grave danger of losing himself completely to her dark magic. Kofi's expression falters, and for a moment, Akira sees a glimmer of the person he once was. But Lyra's hold on him is too strong, and he shakes off the doubts, snarling at Jolani and Zai. Lyra, sensing that Kofi is wavering, unleashes a blast of dark magic that sends Akira flying across the room. As Akira struggles to get back to her feet, Lyra raises her hands, preparing to deliver the final blow. As Lyra raises her hands to deliver the final blow, Akira feels a strange sensation wash over her. The necklace around her neck begins to glow, then she feels a sudden jolt of energy. But instead of using the necklace's power to defend herself, Akira is hit with a vision of the past. She sees a young Maasai warrior, dressed in traditional attire, standing in front of a beautiful, ancient tree. The warrior is holding the necklace, and Akira can sense the deep connection between the warrior and the necklace. The vision fades, and Akira finds herself back in the present, feeling disoriented and confused. Lyra's dark magic is still swirling around her, and Akira knows she needs to act fast to defend herself. Akira tries to make sense of the vision she just saw, hoping to glean some information about the necklace's powers and how to use them. But before she can process anything, Jelani and Zai launch a desperate attack on Lyra and Kofi, trying to distract them long enough for Akira to recover. The two warriors fight valiantly, but they are vastly outnumbered. Lyra, sensing that Akira is still confused and disoriented, presses her advantage, unleashing a devastating blast of dark magic that sends Akira flying across the room. Akira crashes to the ground, dazed and disoriented. She struggles to get back to her feet, but Lyra's magic has left her feeling weak and vulnerable. Jelani and Zai fight on, but they are starting to tire. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, Akira remembers the vision she saw earlier. She recalls the image of the young Maasai warrior standing in front of the ancient tree, and she senses a deep connection to the necklace and its power. Akira focuses her energy on the necklace, trying to tap into its power and use it to defend herself and her friends. As she does, she feels a surge of energy run through her body, and the necklace begins to glow with an intense, pulsing light. Emboldened by the necklace's power, Akira joins Jelani and Zai in a final, desperate attack on Lyra and Kofi. The three warriors fight with all their might, using every trick and tactic in their arsenal to try and take down their enemies. The battle is fierce and intense, with spells and swords clashing in a deadly dance. Akira, Jelani, and Zai fight valiantly, but Lyra's dark magic and Kofi's brute strength make them formidable opponents. Just when it seems like the tide of the battle is turning in favor of Lyra and Kofi, Akira remembers the vision she saw earlier. She recalls the image of the young Maasai warrior standing in front of the ancient tree, and she senses a deep connection to the necklace and its power. With newfound determination, Akira launches a fierce attack on Lyra, using the necklace's power to fuel her movements. The two women clash in a flurry of punches and kicks, their movements lightning fast as they exchange blows. Lyra proves to be a more formidable opponent than Akira anticipated, and she lands a devastating blow that sends Akira crashing to the ground. The necklace's power surges out of control, causing the air around Akira to distort and ripple. As Akira struggles to get back to her feet, she realizes that she's still learning to control the necklace's power. She's not sure how to harness its energy, and it's clear that Lyra is taking advantage of her inexperience. Lyra sneers at Akira, her eyes gleaming with contempt. "You think you can wield the power of the necklace?" she taunts. "You're just a foolish child, playing with forces you don't understand." Akira's face burns with anger and determination. She knows that she needs to learn to control the necklace's power if she's going to have any chance of defeating Lyra. Akira tries to focus her energy and calm her mind, hoping to connect with the necklace's power on a deeper level. She takes a deep breath, feeling the necklace's energy pulsing through her veins. As she exhales, she feels a sense of clarity wash over her, and she begins to sense the necklace's power responding to her presence. Meanwhile, Jelani and Zai rally around Akira, using their own skills and strengths to try and take down Lyra. Jelani unleashes a flurry of swift kicks and punches, while Zai uses her agility and quick reflexes to dodge Lyra's spells and strike from unexpected angles. The battle rages on, with Akira, Jelani, and Zai fighting in perfect sync. Akira's connection to the necklace's power grows stronger, and she begins to sense the ancient magic coursing through her veins. Akira unleashes a powerful blast of energy, fueled by the necklace's power and her own growing confidence. The blast strikes Lyra with incredible force, sending her stumbling backward. But Lyra retaliates with a devastating spell, forcing Akira and her friends to scramble for cover. The spell unleashes a wave of dark energy that crashes against the walls of the chamber, causing the ground to shudder and tremble. As the battle rages on, the necklace's power surges out of control, causing the environment around them to begin shifting and changing in unexpected ways. The walls of the chamber begin to warp and distort, and the air is filled with strange, pulsating energies. Akira struggles to maintain control over the necklace's power, but it's clear that she's in over her head. Lyra, on the other hand, seems to be reveling in the chaos, using her own magic to amplify the necklace's power and create even more destruction. Akira tries to find a way to calm the necklace's power, hoping to restore balance to the environment and gain the upper hand in the battle. She focuses her energy, trying to connect with the necklace on a deeper level. Slowly but surely, the necklace's power begins to stabilize, and the distortions in the environment start to fade. Meanwhile, Jelani and Zai launch a desperate attack on Lyra, trying to take her down before she can cause any more destruction. They fight with all their might, using every trick and tactic in their arsenal to try and overpower Lyra. Lyra, however, is a formidable opponent, and she retaliates with a wave of dark magic that sends Jelani and Zai flying across the room. As the battle rages on, Akira realizes that she needs to find a way to defeat Lyra once and for all. She remembers the vision she saw earlier, and she wonders if there's a connection between the ancient tree and the necklace's power. Akira tries to use the necklace's power to connect with the ancient tree, hoping to tap into its energy and gain the upper hand in the battle. She focuses her mind and reaches out with the necklace's power, feeling a surge of energy flow through her. Just as Akira is starting to connect with the ancient tree's energy, Lyra unleashes a devastating spell, forcing Akira and her friends to scramble for cover. The spell strikes the ground with incredible force, causing the earth to shudder and tremble. Akira and her friends stumble backward, desperately trying to regain their footing. Lyra takes advantage of the momentary distraction, launching a fierce attack on Akira. Akira tries to defend herself against Lyra's attack, using the necklace's power to fuel her movements. She dodges and weaves, avoiding Lyra's spells and striking back with her own magic. As the battle rages on, Akira begins to feel the necklace's power growing stronger within her. She senses that she's on the verge of unlocking its true potential, but she's not sure how to harness it. Lyra, sensing Akira's growing power, becomes increasingly desperate. She unleashes a barrage of spells, each one more powerful than the last. Akira tries to absorb Lyra's spells, using the necklace's power to deflect the magic and counterattack. She raises her hands, and a shimmering barrier of light erupts around her, protecting her from Lyra's magic. Jelani and Zai try to intervene, using their own magic to try and take down Lyra. They launch a barrage of spells, each one aimed at a different weak point in Lyra's defenses. The necklace's power surges out of control, causing the environment around them to begin shifting and changing in unexpected ways. The ground trembles, and the air is filled with strange, pulsating energies. Akira tries to connect with the ancient tree's energy once more, hoping to find a way to control the necklace's power. She focuses her mind and reaches out with the necklace's power, feeling a surge of energy flow through her. Lyra's desperation grows, and she summons a dark entity from another realm to aid her in the battle. The entity is a terrifying creature with twisted, nightmarish features, and it lets out a blood-curdling scream as it bursts into the fray. Jelani and Zai discover a weakness in Lyra's defenses and launch a targeted attack to exploit it. They strike with precision and speed, aiming for the weak points in Lyra's magic. Environment around them becomes increasingly unstable, and Akira must find a way to restore balance to the natural world. The ground trembles, and the air is filled with strange, pulsating energies. Akira knows that she must act quickly to prevent a catastrophic disaster. As the battle rages on, Akira feels the necklace's power growing stronger within her. She senses that she's on the verge of unlocking its true potential, but she's not sure how to harness it. Akira tries to merge her energy with the ancient trees, hoping to create a powerful synergy that will allow her to defeat Lyra. She feels the tree's energy coursing through her veins, and her connection to the natural world grows stronger. The dark entity summoned by Lyra proves to be a formidable foe, and Akira must find a way to defeat it without getting overwhelmed. The entity is relentless, striking at Akira with waves of dark energy. Jelani and Zai's targeted attack pays off, and Lyra's defenses begin to crumble. They sense victory within their grasp and press their advantage, striking at Lyra with all their might. The environmental instability reaches a critical point, and Akira must make a choice between saving the natural world or defeating Lyra. She knows that if she doesn't act quickly, the consequences will be catastrophic. As Akira struggles to make a decision, the ancient tree's energy surges through her, granting her a newfound understanding of the natural world and her place within it. With this newfound understanding, Akira makes a choice that will determine the fate of the world. Akira finds a way to do both, using the ancient tree's energy to defeat Lyra and restore balance to the environment. With a surge of newfound power, Akira unleashes a blast of magic that strikes Lyra with incredible force. Lyra's defenses crumble, and she stumbles backward, defeated. But the consequences of Akira's choice are more complex and far-reaching than she could have ever imagined. As the environmental instability begins to subside, a strange, pulsating glow begins to emanate from the ancient tree. The glow grows brighter and brighter, until it becomes a blinding flash of light that fills the entire chamber. When the light fades, Akira finds herself standing alone in the chamber. Lyra is nowhere to be seen, but a faint whisper seems to echo through the air that the true battle has only just begun. As Akira stands there, frozen in uncertainty, the chamber begins to shake and tremble once more. The ancient tree's energy is still building, and Akira senses that something monumental is about to occur. And then, just as suddenly as it began, everything goes black.